electric car review by Electrician. Excuse my croaky voice, I went to a wedding last night and yeah, a lot of singing went on. Basically what we got is the Renault Twingo E electric, fully electric car. It's got a nice dash in there, 41%. It's even got heated seats. If they work. But you turn the heated seats on and it's obviously going to drain the battery a little bit more. And I've done, what, 50 kilometers and it was a full tank. It's on 41%, where that, we'll do a calculation later on, but that was, I think, around 30 euros to fill up. Overnight, mind you, that was charging as well. So that takes you a little bit more time. And I think the way that you've got to drive this electric car is a little bit different to how you drive the normal petrol or diesel engines, because you've got to coast it. Let me explain. These electric cars, you've got to do a different style of driving. So basically, when you're driving along, yeah, you can put your foot down, you get a bit of power, but then you've got to coast, because it charges the battery back up when coasting. So it makes you want to coast. And if anyone's done a driving license, coasting is not a fantastic thing to do. But this is what this car needs you to do, to coast. I don't freaking know. Is this electric thing gonna work? And another thing about having the electric cars is make sure you've got plenty of room in your boot, because you're gonna need this lead to charge it up at your charging points if the plug's different. You've got a little case for that to go in. I've left it out. And then if you're that desperate, you can plug it in at home or wherever you're going to visit your friends and family. Obviously that can be any sort of plug. It's live, neutral and earth in there, and this will plug straight in. You've got to make sure that this plug fits, because with a diesel engine you've got your diesel nozzle and a petrol nozzle, so in effect you can go wrong. But you've got, I'm not sure how many, I'll do a bit of research, see how many different plugs there are, but there's a few different plugs to be able to plug in. They're not all the bleeding same, so you need to get the right electric charger for your vehicle. So if you do get an electric vehicle, make sure you know what all the charging points are that fit your specific vehicle. So yeah, and make sure you've got plenty of space in the back for keeping your leads and plugs, and make sure you don't lose them either as well. Also think, if you're trying to go anywhere and say you take them out for some point to fit something else in just for a little bit, make sure you put them back in there easily. You can take them out and put them somewhere, you can take them out and leave them somewhere easily. So yeah, I think make sure that you keep your plugs and leads in the back of the car somewhere. You want to make sure they're there, because the last thing you want to do is get stuck somewhere and you can't plug the bloody thing in. So you get in, turn the ignition on as normal. It's not going to start up or make any sounds. It's just saying, right, I'm in park. So then we'll stick it in reverse. There we go. Makes a beep. It comes up with a little camera on the background. Doesn't go anywhere. I don't know why it keeps doing this. It just doesn't work. So handbrake back on, put it back in park, turn the ignition off again and on again and all the way. Right. So what I'm finding out here, if you've got to turn it right on so it says ready, and then again handbrake off, stick it in drive. I don't want it in reverse actually, because I get out of this car parking space. Camera will come on. So that's where I've been going wrong. It doesn't say ready all the time. So yeah, you've got it's a different style of learning it. It doesn't do the starter mode to start up so you know it's running. You've got to make sure it says ready. So that's all electronic as well. But in my eyes, that's another thing that can sort of go wrong. But let's turn the heated seats on. Right, so we've got the heated seat on. Hopefully that'll heat it up lovely. And we're at 41%. Right, 40%, it's just gone down after putting the heated seats on. Let's turn the air conditioning off so we don't use too much battery, because we want to actually get to the airport from here without having to use too much juice. Let's So let's get to the airport, and we've got, what, 20 kilometers to go, and see if it goes flat. Right, so we made it back to the airport, and after being on a full charge, we're now on 23% with 40 kilometers left. The 23%, I think, yeah, you want to think about charging it up, because you don't want to let it go below sort of thing. That's sort of in the red. The light comes on, it's flat, so you want to get in, get it charged, and yeah, sit around for an hour or so whilst you can get a few more miles or kilometers. So this is the app I had to download, and charge history. So right, this is me hiring it for one day, and I had to charge it because it was going flat. Total charging time of 21 hours, and that cost me 23.06 euros, 4.13 euros, and 1.27 euros. So together, that's what, 28.46 euros. And that trip wasn't far. It was less than a couple of 100 kilometers, not even miles. So yes, we are back home in the UK now. So 28 euros, which is around £23, and that got us, what, 200 kilometers. It's 71 kilometers there, 71 kilometers back. So with that, and it was quarter full as well, or half full when I picked it up. So basically with 200 kilometers, and I know for £20 in my van, diesel van, I can get more than 200 kilometers, which I don't think this little Renault Twingo is going to take off. And speaking to people in Germany, they said that electric cars also hasn't got the infrastructure to be able to cater for the amount of electric cars, and there's not enough charging points. Obviously, Germany's a lot bigger. So this puts my question back to you. Is electric cars a future or not?